Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. I've said that line so many times, and I still can't say mile marker 420 without some sort of, I feel like a twang going on there. It is Easter weekend. Happy Easter, everyone. I hope you guys have some special stuff planned. Yeah, we got some stuff going on. We've been coloring Easter eggs and stuffing candy into plastic eggs, and hopefully we'll eat too much tomorrow, and the kids will have lots of fun. Family time, that's what it's all about. So today is Saturday, April 3rd, Sunday, April 4th, for those of you across the pond and beyond. Welcome to We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. I'm so glad you guys can join us this weekend. I am your host, TessaTNT, and I'm so glad that you're here hanging out with me. Man, I made a big boo-boo today, you guys. You know what? So I looked at my calendar and I saw that Connie was scheduled for this evening. Had it posted, got all this good stuff going on. And then I try to call her and I can't get through. And I'm like, wow, what's going on? And so I go over to Messenger and I message her. And I'm like, hey, are we still on for tonight? And then I scroll up, hey, Jose, what's up? Good to see you. I scroll up and I see that she's said, hi, I just found out I'm filming for the next few weeks during the weekend, so April 3rd won't work for me. I can't believe I forgot that, because I even said, okay, sister, please let me know what works for you in the future. So yeah, I totally brain farted there. So we don't have Connie on. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I feel so bad because Connie's so amazing. And, you know, I was like, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot about our previous conversation. No worries. Happy Easter. Like, totally not her fault. Hey, KPNO. But yeah, she said, happy Easter to you too. I will let you know when I'm free. I had so much fun with you, and I did have so much fun with her. But yeah, happy Easter weekend, you guys. Sorry I brain farted, and no Connie. I'm sorry, Steve. I know. I'm so bummed because I had so much fun with her. But yeah, I just had to come clean and admit that I made a big boo-boo. And that's not the only one I did this week. But yeah, no Connie this week. She'll let us know when she comes back in. I am fired. Alright, that's it. I'm taking off my headphones. I don't even know I'm wearing headphones right now because there's no one talking to me to echo in the microphone. But we might have some people in here from a WAPM after party, or if you yourself want to call in and hang out with me on the airwaves, I'd totally love to have you. Otherwise, I'll talk a little longer and then I'll start reading some paranormal stories to you. But if you're listening right now, you are listening. Oh wow, Steve, I didn't know she was on your show last night. That's so awesome. She's an awesome woman. I love her to death. So if you're listening right now, you're listening on Spreaker.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, CastBox, Tumblr, YouTube, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Deezer, Podcast Addict, and yeah, I could be doing my live video right now. I actually paid $100 and something to get the Restream because I got it for free and was using that, and I figured maybe it's not working correctly because they want money, so I'm going to try that out. But yeah, just the way things went today with everything, I have not pressed the record button. Might do it a little later just so people can tune in on Twitch, Restream.io, Facebook, as well as I think it's Twitter and Periscope. But yeah, big news, you guys. We are on KPNL, not just Saturdays anymore, but Sundays too. I'm super excited. I found out on April Fool's Day, and it was funny, because she's like, hey, this is not an April Fool's joke. So that was cool. I'm super excited to be on Saturdays and Sundays. And you can find that at kpnl-db.com. And there's so many amazing different paranormal shows going on there. Steve is the producer. He does such an awesome job. And I love listening to his shows at night to fall asleep too. Yes, I know, Steve. I'm super excited. Super duper. Oh, man. Yeah, still bummed about Connie not being here. She's a lot of fun, and I love her stories. I love hearing other people's paranormal stories. So if... Let's see. What? She is. She's very hot, Jose. He said, I saw her picture on the Missing Persons and Mysteries Campfire Stories thumbnail. Damn, she's smoking hot. And she's intelligent. Super cool. I'm so excited for her and this new venture she's going on. I know it started, and it's a whole paranormal network. I'm subscribed to one of those, but this is a whole different one. It's kind of like a Netflix for the paranormal. So that's super cool. Hopefully this show goes better than the last one she did. It's so hard when you are, like, she is a multitasker. She's not only a paranormal investigator, she's a hypnotherapist, she does past life regression, she's a psychic medium. Oh, what was the other one? Trance medium is what it is exactly. And let me pull this up really quick. Reiki Master. That's the one I was forgetting. So if you guys, let's see, let me go over here to the Wapham After Party. Yeah, Dennis said he'd come hang out, so I'll start the call right now. If anybody out there, Steve, Jose, anyone listening, you want to come hang out, Easter, the Wapham realm, let's have a paranormal Easter party. Let's tell paranormal stories for the Easters. Maybe the Ether Bunny will show up. Yes, Reiki Master. And it's funny, like the way it's spelled, I want to say Reiki, but it's actually pronounced Reiki. Weird. Very weird. So I've started a call in the Wapham After Party. The number to call in is 970-335-9596. 970-335-9596. So, yeah, anybody want to come hang out is cool. And it looks like we got Mr. Dennis Dyke on the line. What's up? Welcome, Dennis. Happy Easter weekend.
Hi, Tessa. Happy Easter weekend.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's going to be good. I can tell already.
There's been a lot of mentions and a lot of talk going around this year, this Easter.
Really?
A little different than others. Yeah.
Really? What's been said?
Mentioned to me?
Yeah.
There's going to be another shift in consciousness, but there's a lot of Jesus talk. More so, like that is unexpected from my friends. A few of them. Yeah, they're coming through an awakening, right? Their own.
Uh-huh.
And they're more expressive about Jesus. Well, Easter, Easter's all about Jesus, right? So yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Friday is when Jesus was crucified, and then tomorrow is when he was resurrected.
I think that was Monday. Monday?
Is it Monday? But we just celebrated on Sunday. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, it says Easter's on the 4th, but I don't know. I always heard 3 days. 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday to Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to ask you a question in regards to this Easter, right? Because there's memes and stuff like going around the internet, like, people got Facebook, some do, some don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this Ishtar, where that the Christians basically not steal, but take from pagan belief systems, right?
Right.
Where that it even goes back to Mesopotamian and Sumerian, right?
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so I find that interesting.
Well,
So
yeah, the whole date of Easter and when it happens, like you're saying, it originated with the pagans and such, and their whole, the spring thing, and that's where a lot of the celebrations and stuff come in. And then, of course, we're celebrating that, Jesus was resurrected and came back, and it's interesting because if you read the story, he didn't look like himself. Like, people didn't at first recognize him until I think it was Mary that did, and she dropped her basket and all her goodies or whatever, and he's like, it is I, Jesus. I am not a ghost. It is me. And then once she, I don't know, pretty intriguing that
yes,
when he was resurrected, he didn't look like himself. Like, and I've heard in the past that when you do go to heaven, you're not the same as you are now. You're different. So maybe that was his heavenly body that she was seeing, and that's why it was different. Or maybe he just didn't want to go through the whole crucifixion thing again, or worse, because he's like now a walking zombie, according to what the Romans or whoever else would say.
right. Okay, there's two points. People are talking about the second coming. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question for you. Is where that Jesus was born in a manger, right, with Mary and Joseph, I think, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and the three kings came and everything. It was a big celebration. It was a big thing, right? Well, whatnot. But apparently Jesus really didn't start doing his miracles, whatnot, until he was in his late 20s,
I don't
right?
know. I
Apparently,
heard a story. I heard a story once. You want to hear
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay, so when he was a little boy, and you know how little boys are, him and his friend are climbing up on top of, let's say, a manger. Like it's what would be a barn or whatever today. They're climbing on the roof of it. I think they're helping Joseph work on it, and Jesus pushed his friend, and his friend fell off and died. And I was told that he actually resurrected his friend.
Mm.
And he might not have done it anymore after that, but I think that was one instance when he was little that he did, show his
Perform a
amazing
miracle
powers.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Right. See, because he was apparently, from my understanding, he was a carpenter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and right. And then he became Jesus, and the story. And we talk. Okay, my friends are talking about the resurrection, right? And like second coming. Okay. And my understanding is that when Jesus comes back, um, I think he's already here,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not going to be a showboat. Like, not that Jesus was showboating at all, because he didn't have internet or nothing back then. Okay,
Right?
communication was very limited. Okay,
He's like, check
so
out these carpenter's biceps, man. These are
oh yeah,
amazing.
and yeah, I feel as though that it he he okay, what Jesus second coming, whatnot, is going to be working undercover covert, and nobody's really going to know that he's here because he doesn't want to be known. That's
Yeah,
my
remember that Joan Osborne song, like, what if God was one of us? I think he's been
oh
here for a while. He's been scoping it out. He's been walking
yeah.
among man. He's very, 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 very disappointed. But when he does come back, it's not going to be pretty, because when he does come back, for real, like, I'm back, it's on. Like, that's when the whole Armageddon, the whole battle, the whole everything happens. And we've been talking for a while about how we've been seeing signs, different things have been happening. As far as the resurrection goes, or the second coming, the Star of Bethlehem. Okay, so we had a planetary alignment this year that looked a lot like it did before. I'm pretty sure it wasn't as bright or brilliant as it was when he was born, but we still had like the whole replay of it. So it makes you wonder, as far as that goes, with the planetary alignment and all this other stuff going on, the whole Star of Bethlehem reappearing, is it a sign that we are, shit is really about to hit the fan?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about this, so I cannot discount it. And if that's the case, I'm pretty well much good with whatever happens, right? Like,
Yeah.
I, I'm not going to look too far into the future, right? Because
No, there's no
it's not
point,
really
really.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Gotta live in today. Don't really think about that stuff. Yes, plan for the future. Start saving up your rice and your dried potatoes and all your stuff that you can use. When everybody goes and buys everything off the shelves. I read something funny today, totally off topic, but guess what, everybody? Only 3 more shutdowns till Christmas. Or 3 more
three
lockdowns.
more, 3 more lockdowns.
Only 3 more lockdowns till Christmas.
We just went back into lockdown up in Ontario
Oh,
again.
shit. Yep.
Eh,
Yeah, so for you guys, it's only 2 more lockdowns till Christmas.
no, until we get into wave 4 or something.
Oh, man. It's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, in this pandemic, I think there's a lot of talk that people are going through mental health issues, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Right. Like, especially people that are, like, dependent on drugs or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going through a real hard time because it's like they don't have money to buy their stuff, and then they're flooding clinics and stuff because they're all withdrawing and stuff or crimes, and it's crazy, man.
My niece's old man posted the most amazing thing the other day. It made me laugh, and I can laugh at this because I did used to be a tweaker. I'm one of the lucky ones that got out of it, and I'm so grateful for that. But he's living in Cortez, and that is like one of the worst tweaker towns in the world. And he's like, man, the stimulus check came in, and all the tweakers around town are stimulated. They're on cloud 9 right now. Hopefully nobody ODs or anything like that, but even if you're not addicted to drugs, even if you're just a normal, everyday person, even Mooney was talking about this last weekend on the show, like, we're used to that human interaction, that human contact. I know people that haven't even hugged their mom in over a year. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I would hug my mom. But I don't know. It's hard because we're not living as humans. We're not having that closeness, that hug, that handshake, those interactions that we used to have. And it's kind of funny, like me and my friend Liz, when this all first started, we saw each other in the store. Hey, so good to see you. And then we both at the same time did like a long distance hug. So 6 feet apart, doing a hug sign in the air. Like we're hugging each other.
Yeah,
And it was
hugs.
funny. We didn't plan it, but we just did it.
I know. We do virtual hugs up here too. Like even my son, right?
Aww.
Like when we get visitors, we do virtual hugs. No touching.
No touchy.
Weird.
No touchy.
No, we can't even pass plates around if we want to have food or whatever.
Aww.
It's like I could touch it and give it to them, but they can't touch stuff and me touch it back. Right? It's like weird. Right?
So weird.
But when does it
It's
end?
like we're living. Are we living in the Twilight Zone?
Yeah. Okay, I am number 5. You're number 4. Sorry.
Oh.
And it's interesting. It's not utopian. It's dystopian society. Almost feels like it's like the government just tells you what you're gonna do because it's pandemic.
And everybody's so excited. Everybody's gone out. Like my mom, my sister, have gone out and they've gotten their first round of shots, and they're totally looking forward to their second one, and they can't wait to go to Cancun, and they're going to go on a cruise and all this fun stuff. And I'm like, have fun with that. This is the only time that I don't want to go because I am not lining up for a vaccination that has not been thoroughly tested. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it.
Wouldn't be prudent.
Not at this juncture.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, when you mentioned that, my parents got vaxxed,
Hmm.
and they keep asking me when am I going to get mine. Like it's almost like if I don't get my vaccination, they're gonna like dispose of me or something. Because I'm not gonna get it done. No way, man. That's
No,
personal
I'm not a guinea
preference.
pig. I
That's
was for a little while when I was in the military, and I'd go to the naval hospital. I did my whole guinea pig ism there. Uh, but no, not gonna do it. Like I will wait till they thoroughly test this, or until there's no more crazy side effects, or who knows what's gonna pop up. Things might not pop up right now, but who knows what's gonna pop up later. Like I am waiting for either herd immunity or for this to be thoroughly tested in a proper scientific manner.
yeah, and that's another thing too. People will wait until other people get vaxxed for like 3, 4 to 6 months, and then they'll go in. But Tessa, have you ever gotten the flu shot? Do you get it every year? The flu
I
shot?
don't get it every year. So I've done it in the past, and the only time I have done it in the past is when I'm pregnant, because it's not just about me. It's about this baby, and it's being born during winter months. So if I get this vaccination now, like the probiotics or whatever could be going through my body from this vaccination can pass on to her,
Yes.
and she'll be better for it. She won't, most likely she won't get sick. Those are the only times I've taken it. I think there was one other time that I took it when I was not pregnant, and I swore I would never do it again because every time I do, I get sick. And it pisses me off. Like, I'm taking this vaccination not to get sick, and now I'm sick.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But when you were pregnant and you got the shot, did you get sick?
I was sick all the time, anyways.
Mm,
But yeah, I
But
did get
other than that,
like a little bit of a cold or whatever. Nothing really hardcore. But when I wasn't pregnant, I
yeah,
got really sick. So that was weird too.
yeah. But if you were not to have the shot, and okay, normally you would not get sick anyway,
Right.
right?
No.
So you get a shot to get sick to
Hmm.
wean yourself from something that you wouldn't normally get sick from because you wouldn't know to begin with. Because normally you don't get sick anyway. So, sorry. I'm
No
not saying
worries.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Okay.
No, me
Um,
either. Like I
but
take my
I,
kids, I get let me make sure I'm not muted over here. Okay. So I take my kids, I get them vaccinated, like they're all caught up on their vaccinations. The only time that I didn't vaccinate my kid when I could have, but I decided to wait cuz she was just a baby. She ended up getting pertussis, aka whooping cough, and almost died. And now, still today, has health issues from it if anything comes around. And that's why, number one reason that I lost my ever loving mind and decided to do homeschool this year is because of her. Like, I don't want my kids to go to school, aka the petri dish, and then bring the motherfucking Rona home and then Nova gets sick and die. Like, that would kill me. So I'm killing myself doing homeschool with 3 kids. It's pretty insane, but to me it's worth it. I am considering, for the love of my mind and my sanity, letting them go to school next year. But like I told my sister today, I'm waiting to see what happens with Corona and such over the summer. If it looks better, I'll sign them up for school. If not, we're going to have to go through this crap again. And I really, really, really don't want to do that. I really miss my normal life and I want to get back to it. And I want my kids to make friends and have all that social environment and whatnot, even though they're supposed to be social distancing and they're supposed to be wearing their masks. But do you know how hard it is for kids to do what they're supposed to, period? I mean,
yeah. Good luck with that.
yeah, like seriously. It
No,
scares the
it's like
ever loving
if
shit
I
out
was
of
a kid,
me.
if I was a kid, I'd feel like I'm in prison or something. It's like I'm in the army or I'm in boot camp. All right,
Hmm.
everybody apart. All right, do not get close together. No playing soccer or basketball or anything because if you
No
touch a ball, you
singing.
got to. No singing. No, yeah, no nothing. No sharing. like pencils. Everybody's got to bring their own pencil crayons. Like I don't even know if they do that or not.
Yeah,
If they
now you got
share
to have
art
your own
supplies.
pencil sharpener, or else the teacher's got to go up every time, or the student every time has to sanitize the pencil sharpener
Yeah,
handle.
yeah, Tessa, can you imagine being in art class and everybody's got to use like different paint cans and stuff, and like little bottles and stuff? Like, like I don't understand. It's very weird.
It is very strange. It is so strange. That's why I said this is the only thing I can figure is we're living in the Twilight Zone. That's what's happening. We're in the Twilight Zone right now, and that's why everything is so abnormal. Like somebody should start an article called, Dear Abby, Abby Normal. Write in with your Abby Normal stuff.
Yeah, what is normal now?
There's no such thing. And I don't think there really has been, but there's been a plane of existence
Yeah,
that we've known as normal for a long time,
yeah,
and this is just so out of that structure.
yeah. The last time I can recall, like the Black Plague and the Spanish flu and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
uh, when it killed off a lot of people. And with the technology and everything that we have today, it's like something still that hasn't really. This is unprecedented, globally, right? In the effect, consciously as a group collective effect on how people are going through these times,
Mm-hmm.
right? And and a lot of people that are already borderline, like with mental health. Again, I'm all about mental health, right? And there have been like suicides are up, like
It's
I don't
so
know how
bad.
much.
It's so bad. It's so sad.
It's
So many
very
people that you
unfortunate.
would never even imagine, going through these things. Like they have a really good life. They have so many things going for them. It's hitting everybody so hard because we are not being human. This is inhumane what we're going through, and I know why everybody's angry. I'm angry too, but I have to keep it to a minimum because I have kids I got to take care of, so I can't react like other people. But I mean, it's scary. It's insane. It is not normal, and people, it's killing you inside, and then, what else do you do? So, I mean, it's so hard. And so many
Okay,
crazy accidents have been happening too. It's insane.
the way I look at this pandemic, right? Even though it's overextended, okay, everybody thought it was only going to be like 3 months and everything's going to be good. Then they started talking second wave and everything, whatever. It's like when you get sick, um, and you feel bad. It's the end of the world. You just don't want to live anymore. You're sick, sick, sick. But 2 weeks later, you get out of the hospital or whatever. You forget all of that, and you're back into normalcy, quote unquote normalcy, right? And then carry on. So it's going to be a different carry on now, right? Than just um, taking a quote unquote vacation away from uh, what was, of course, because what was then, right? You're not going to go through that again.
Yeah, this is
And we're
now.
going, yeah, this is now. And hopefully we're not going to go through it again. But this gives a lot of people, I feel, a different perspective on life, per se, if you want to say that in a broad term.
Hmm.
So, not a woman. Right?
Just one thing, Dennis, if you can turn off your
Yes.
radio just so we don't get cut for
Oh,
having
sorry. I
music played
apologize.
that we don't have
All right. I
rights
apologize.
to. No worries. I love music. I cannot live without it. It's one of my favorite things. And I share it a lot. But you were talking about being sick and stuff. I've been sick for like over 3 weeks. I think I'm finally feeling better. I got some residual stuff going on, but one of the members of our house went, it was my daughter's boyfriend, went to get checked. He's like, since everybody's dying around the house, I'm going to go get checked for COVID. So he did, and it came back negative. So I think it's just what I was calling it before, like a spring cold. And spring is here. There's a little tree bug right here on my desk. Hello, little tree bug.
Oh, yeah. Spring is springing.
Spring has sprung. It did last week, and then there was terrible snow and other effects, but Um, yeah, now it's sitting right in front of me and waving its little antennas around, and it actually just waved its little hand. Okay, I should film this because nobody's going to believe me. I don't know. So, yeah, Texas, I heard, is going out of lockdown as far as, the governor's saying everything is open to the max and nobody has to wear masks and so on and so forth. And I understand that a lot of people are sick and tired of this, and he's just trying to please the masses, but like you were saying earlier, the Black Plague or Spanish influenza, to be specific, is one thing that Texas had to go through, not once, not twice, but 3 times, because they are monetarily directed. Like, they're trying to have income, they're trying to get bigger, so on and so forth. Everybody wants that, everybody needs that, but do you want to live? Do you want to get over this so we can be over it, or what? Like, if everybody would stay on the same page, all those spring breakers in Miami, Florida, everybody, like, let's just, I know you hate it. I know you think there's other things going on. Just wear your fucking mask and stay away from each other and wash your hands and do other things so we can get over it. But we can't all stay on the same page because we are individuals. I get it. But I don't know. How much longer can we do this, really? And live to the degree that we know is living?
It's a good question. As long as it takes.
Right? Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm used to living to the bare minimum. So for me, like, I'm comfortable, and I was social distancing before it was cool. Like, I've always liked to stay home as an adult, so I'm all good with that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm worried about everybody else, all my friends.
Yeah, I know. And it comes to family, too. Because, we can't even, like, it's odd, even, like, again, like mentioning hugging your family.
Mm-hmm.
And virtual hugs. I just call it virtual hugs, And they come over, they're masked, right? Whatever. And that's the masking thing. I think that's consideration for others, even though that they might not be, like, infected or whatever like that. It's just something that is courteous or something. Yeah. I don't know. It's like you see these YouTube videos where people are, tussling about because no mask, and you're in the grocery store and the staff is saying you got to get out and she has issues or whatever. It's funny where it's mostly women.
Karen.
Karens, yeah, Karens everywhere. And then they tussle about, and then they're groping each other, fighting or whatever, rolling around, and
they're finally getting that human contact that they've been so longing for.
Oh yeah, no gloves, Hey, might as well just get a motel room, all right? Just spread the love, okay? It's like I don't understand what they're like drawing attention to themselves, like. No maskers. Again, fine. Don't
I hear somebody else in here. Who's here? Oh, it's the champ. Hey, champ.
Hey.
Happy Ether.
Happy Ether. Oh, yeah. It's Ether right now.
I'm good. How are you? Yeah. At least he's honest, right, Dennis? Like, I'm good. How are you? Yeah. He's like, well,
So, Tessa, I gotta ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
You're asking me to, or not me, but anyone who wanted to hang out, said sure. So
yes.
you got a topic for me, because I'm in a talkative mood.
Well, we were talking about Easter, then we got on COVID because the whole second coming and different things going on there.
How
Paranormal,
about
dude. It's always paranormal. Like,
all right?
we had the
I
space
got
stuff flying back into our atmosphere. Like, if I had seen that in real time, I would be going down to the hole in the ground, that protects everyone. I can't
yeah, check
remember
it
what.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, let's talk about this because it's Easter and everything, right? And there's a lot of talk about angels. Okay. Now, what do you know of angels? Like everybody's got them around them. Some people got them more than others. What's your perspective on this? Like angel. Um,
I've heard of people referring to guardian angels, spirit, so on and so forth. Are these real angels? Are these people from before you were even born that are related to you, or people that have been around you during your life, like coming back to protect you or trying to give you a message that you just won't take? Like, I don't know. I do believe in angels. The most angelic thing that I ever witnessed was my mentor cat showing up the day she died. Faster than anybody else, and I think it's because she just was so spiritually inclined or whatnot, so spiritually knowledgeable. But she showed up and appeared more angelic than anything I ever saw. The way that I can compare her to anything is like the Mother Mary on one of those sigil candles or whatnot, where she's got the aura around her. Like,
mm,
she had an aura around her. It was beautiful. She had her hair back. It was long and flowing. She had a braid along the side of her head. She was smiling. She was healthy. She was happy. She was checking on Nova because Nova decided to stay with me while Kat was passing away and during the after process, and she was trying to make sure that she was okay. But she was so beautiful, and to me that was the most angelic thing I've ever seen. I don't know if people can see angels because they are of God. They're angelic, but some people claim to have. I don't know. There's so many different
yeah,
variations and questions.
right. When you mentioned this, how about earthbound angels? Angels that take human form, fallen angels. These are angels that kind of like take human form. They're how can I say? There's a word that people
Watchers?
use. Well, they'll just appear, and they'll assist you, like again in human form, and then they'll like not disappear or whatever. It's just like a chance coincidental meeting, not a coincidence, but well, coincidental in a manner where that you need help at one particular moment, and then all of a sudden nobody knows like who they are, where they came from, or anything like that. It's just like a happenstance where
I
where that.
Yeah, I did see a video like that. But first, I wanted to say, hey, Mooney, welcome. Thanks for coming
Hey,
in and
Moody.
hanging out.
Hello, y'all. Good evening.
Howdy,
Welcome.
howdy. Happy Easter weekend.
Yes, indeed. Y'all look lovely. Hello, Dennis.
Hey, hello, Mooney. We're talking about our guardian angels. Our guardian angels.
I've got to have
Okay.
some. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's so many times that I should have died that I didn't. So I know I've got to have some.
yeah. I've got a bunch around me too, and it's odd because when you talk angels, also there's mention of spirit guides, right? Which are different, I think. Yeah, I think spirit guides are like, hmm, um, eh, okay, angels are like really really old. Spirit guides are like medium, like they've been around a long time on Earth, right? And then you have your soul being friends that kind of like are recently passed or whatnot, or that still kind of like hang out, right? So I think there's a lot of different levels where that you pick up where you share kind of like experiences with them, right? Like the angels, help you out, and like you kind of like interacting with them, right? And the same with your spirit guides, right? You kind of hang out like we are now. We're just hanging out. A bunch of souls hanging out.
Right?
Right? Spirit guides. Well, they're already dead. But whatever. We're still alive.
There's just something about the word angel that you can't ignore it. It brings up such an emotional response in people. I don't care if you believe in them or don't believe in them. As soon as somebody says the word angel, it changes the mood in the conversation, and it invokes emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Why so?
I don't know. People have such a deep reverence for it. I just it's just one of those things that they're ingrained in our belief system so much. No matter what religion you are, you grew up with the understanding of angels. Um, Nobody really needs to explain angels to you. You know that you know what an angel is, basically. You were taught that as a child. Um, and I think people get angels. They may not understand why you may have seen one or why you may have been visited by one, but you get that the whole idea of an angel. And I think that's one of the things that I've come to, in my experiences with talking with people about their experiences, it's been a universal type thing about that everyone has accepted the idea of angels.
And it's interesting, like, as kids, like you said, we were taught certain things about angels, what they are. We've heard things, like, for so long, and then there's cherubs and other variations of it. And then as you get older, you start to question things, which is good and healthy. But are they really a heavenly being? Are they really those damn Allens? Like, what the hell are angels? What is God?
Yeah, this is my life purpose, dude, for as long as I remember. And I've to with angels, right? And I respect, okay, the term. Like, I really don't like labels. Everybody looks for a label, and like, to comprehend things. Okay, it's language. Language is a transfer of communication, right? And so I'm thinking extraterrestrial entities, right? Multidimensional energies, right? Hey, Tessa, are you wearing rabbit ears?
I am. It's Easter, and I'm wearing my cross earrings too. And I can, yeah, there we go. This is when I'm really paying attention, when one ear is down and one ear is up.
Yeah.
Does that mean you have an angry hair?
No, but I thought about purchasing one. I saw an ad at the store today when I went to buy eggs to boil to make Easter eggs, and there was pictures of little cute bunnies and, yeah, angry hair. I almost bought one, but I didn't. I thought better of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think angels are very interesting because my mom says I should have died like 5 or 6 times already because I'm like a cat. I got like 9 lives. My guardian angels keep me alive because I got a purpose, and I'm still trying to figure it out. And that's all good. Yeah. It's just I just refer to as the unseen. If you want to go down the rabbit hole, I can. Easy.
That's kind of interesting. A rabbit hole full of angels, and
Oh, angels and entities, man.
yeah, well, it wasn't until just a few years ago that I started equating the idea of the possibility of angels and actual ETs, and how they very well could be one of the same. Um, and they kind of fit so well in the scripture and everything else, and that you can almost substitute them interchangeably, and they make sense. So if you went through the Bible and every time they talked about an angel, put an ET in there,
I
how
never thought of it the other way. But
it almost actually just fits perfectly, and so it just started broadening. At that point, it started broadening my horizon, and it all started making a little bit more sense. And if we think about how long extraterrestrials have been on this planet, and the whole meaning of the Bible and everything else, and some of the stories, and going back through and tying it into the Anunnaki and their stories, it all makes even more sense. So I don't know.
Sorry.
Let's go ahead. Oh.
No. I wonder if the Anunnaki and Enoch have a coalition between.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of lines up, right?
Well, yeah, Enoch was he was like a fallen angel, and then he became human, and then human angel, Enoch. But he's never mentioned in the New Testament. It's like the old Bible.
Oh, I thought
before Christ was born. Huh?
I got you. I thought you were talking about Enoch as in Gilgamesh and the whole thing there with not Enoch from the Old Testament. I get those two. They sound so similar.
And Gilgamesh is who, for those of unknowing that are listening?
Gilgamesh from the Great Flood and everything, and from when his hairy beast buddy, Gilgamesh supposedly saved the earth and humanity, and that's a different tale to get into. That's quite a. But anyways, I just mistaken whenever you said that, because I always wonder about if you mention that around Bigfoot, will they accept that as a nice thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask one. Does anybody have a number for Bigfoot?
Yeah, is that into the community or a way to get your butt kicked out? Bad,
Right.
Yeah, here's a bad joke. Sasquatch and Bigfoot get mixed up. Yeti don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was bad. But do you think that Noah building the ark and Moses and all these biblical figures got direction from angels? Because that's the way it's written, right? Or wasn't
it Gad? I thought it was Gad.
God. Hey, it's God. Hey.
That's what I thought. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I read the scriptures. I used to know, front and back, oh, you're talking about this? Well, here it is in this, But it's been so long that I've even read those, so it's I'm kind of lost.
All right, I'm gonna push you guys hard, okay? All right, because I'm an inquisitive mind, right? Always, and I love people's perspectives. Yes, I'm gonna get you, Tessa. What do you think of Adam and Eve's his story? the writings of Adam and Eve. Is that a story concocted, so where that's something that humans can comprehend the the way humans came to be? Like Moon, a serious
Mars?
question.
Oh, Moon, yeah.
No,
I thought
You're talking to Moon,
getting
not
back
that
to
we
what
came
were
from the
talking
moon.
about
Got
a
it.
minute ago, the whole thing about the Adam and Eve story and
Yeah.
the beginning of mankind, it fits in so perfectly well with man being seated here by aliens, and the Garden of Eden being like a research site set down by aliens, and the garden fits in, the descriptions fit in as it being like a test site, and basically, guarded by aliens at the four corners of it, and then they were just kicked out of the research lab, and
Yeah.
they were just kicked out into the rest of the earth on their own. And
Yeah, and everybody
whole
wonders where it
scenario-
is today. I think it's underwater. It's in this one valley where Egyptian cotton and stuff is grown, but I think it's at the beginning of that valley. But it's underwater due to climate change and global warming and such.
And what would be left of it after all these hundreds of thousands of years, If it Because if it was just a temporary enclosure that they had, and just like we would set up if we were raising some creatures in a confined area, that in a compound that we set up, say in another country, that we were just like say part of the Sudan, and we were experimenting on a type of leopard, and we were raising them, and and once the leopards matured or whatever, got to a certain point, we decided to go ahead and that it was a success or whatever, or the experiment, we just decided to let them out into the wild.
The experiment has been successful. These Martians live on Earth. And it's funny because, like I've talked in the past about, I think that Mars was taken to its death by a nuclear war, and that, it's not only nuclear bombs, but nuclear space weapons that caused that whole fracture or fissure in Mars. And they're saying due to tests recently that there was actually some nuclear activity up there, because before I've said like it could be due to the sun. There is nuclear energy that comes from the sun, but this is much more than that. So I'm like, I think I'm on track here. But on that note, you guys, we do have to go to our first musical break. On this break, we have Fireline Kid, who is an on-the-road trucker helping to sustain our way of life, because not all of us are hunters and gatherers. And his song is Your Eyes. Then we got Cockroach from the UK with ICU. And then Mr. Fred Johnson III from Canyon County, California with Sugar. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this musical break.
Your eyes. Your eyes. Your eyes. Your eyes.
Waiting here on this cold, lonely night without you. The tension's overbearing. Wondering, are you coming back home again? To inspire fondness with love. Where did our love go wrong? My sugar. Where did our love go wrong, my Sergei?
Welcome back, and thanks so much for joining us tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Tonight we're joined by the Champ. We also have Dennis from Canada in here, and we also have Moon from Ohio. Welcome back, guys, and thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Tessa, for...
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for tolerating us.
I don't know if that was a seizure or what. Okay, so I was listening back to the show that Connie and I had done last time just to make sure like we didn't repeat anything that we'd already talked about, and she was talking about how they're actually making a virtual heaven, and they're going to reproduce all your thoughts and all these things, and they're going to stick all these things in one room. Well, just recently, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but now they're taking the DNA of people's lost loved ones and recreating them into sex bots or whatnot. So, like,
what?
your wife or your husband or your fiance or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whoever, you can take their DNA and have it recreated into a sex bot. Thoughts?
No.
For me, this is, like, really freaking freaky deaky. Speaking of freaky deaky, what do you think, Moon?
Well, I get a little carried away one night, and I had a little accident here at the house, and so I'm having them go ahead and take the DNA from my sex bot and make a recreation of my sex bot.
High five.
So I'm anxiously awaiting my newly born sex bot, and give it about 18 years, and then I can go ahead and go crazy.
So if they're taking DNA from your sex bot, wouldn't that just be a recreation of you?
Oh yes. Oh,
Damn it!
Oh.
Cancel order.
That'd be awfully awkward.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you. Oh, wow.
Clever girl.
Hey, you know what? I wouldn't want a sex bot, which would be nice, but I would like a bot that would clean my house and change the TV channels for me and program it.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Laundry bot. Oh man.
Yeah, laundry bot. Yeah.
Change the bed sheets. Take out the trash.
Right.
Put on my socks. Change my undies. You know.
Split some wood for the fireplace. Stoke it. You know.
Stoke it.
Yeah. That's it.
Wow. Well, that to me was paranormal. Like, that is just freaking weird. And I know, the Japanese have been worried because a lot of people are doing the whole sex bot thing, and they're like, are we going to be able to carry on? Like, are people going to be born, or are they just going to be like, hey, I'm just going to do it with a sex bot and not be with a human anymore? I don't know. It's just so weird to me. It's kind of like necrophilia,
What?
But different. Like, people that are into dead people, this is not really a person, this is a robot, even though it's interactive, and somebody that's dead isn't, unless, it's in your mind or whatever is going on with that person.
I gotta ask you this. People that are having sex bots, does the person that is having sex with this bot, do they need permission? Like, otherwise that's rape.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they either purchase one, so you could consider this an AI slave or whatnot.
Right. So it doesn't complain anything. It doesn't file any police reports.
It just does its job. No. Yeah.
Yeah. If a dude pays, buys a sex bot, does he pay it? Or
well, you pay for it, or if you go to a certain place, like a bunny ranch or something, then you'd pay for it in a different way. Like cheaper, because you can't afford the whole thing. Yeah.
You always pay for it one way or the other.
So you just get a potato.
You're gonna pay, buddy.
Right.
You're gonna pay.
You're gonna pay, buddy.
The whole thing.
So
you don't get no arms and no legs.
Are you a rich mofo, or are you gonna go to a bunny ranch? AI bunny ranch. I don't know. So weird. So weird for me to think of.
No. But you say you pay for a part of it. There's no arms, no legs. It's just a torso.
No, like, okay, so you either buy one or you go somewhere and you pay to be with one. So you only pay a fraction of the price. But that'd be weird. I guess if you're into that sort of thing, you could.
Okay.
Dennis is like, I just want that particular component, please.
Yeah.
Can I just have the feet? Can I just pay for the feet? Oh my.
Sorry.
I travel a lot, and I don't like to have to carry too much with me.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight.
It's not my carry-on. Okay. Sorry.
Mooney, okay, so last weekend you called in and you've got, like, I know you've had paranormal stuff before, but it seems like now it's like they're going above and beyond for you. You got all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, and then I got this week started up with the birds pecking at the windows. I got
Holy
birds
shnikes.
pecking at the windows now, and I had to start taking like little stuffed animals that had big eyes and start putting them in the windows to keep the
Wow.
birds away.
Does it look like an owl?
I mean, these birds have started like, as soon as the sun comes up, and they start and they just start pecking hard at the windows over and over and over all day long, and they're fighting their their mirror image or whatever, and they're trying to get in to find nesting areas and stuff. And they're big robins and stuff like that, and they just won't give up. I've opened the windows and talked to them and everything else, and they just won't quit. And so I finally started taking these little stuffed animals and sticking them in the windowsills and open up the area so they can see them, right, and just to keep them from scare them off like little scarecrows.
And that seems to be working.
Somewhat,
Working?
yeah.
Somewhat?
So
Yeah, they'll get the catch of that.
yeah, so I'm hoping that's going to calm them down a little bit. So it's been a trip. Anything nature can do to keep me from sleeping this spring.
Right?
So paranormal or any and all the stuff going on inside the house, anyways, and then the nature coming in from the outside of the house. You name it, it's going on. It's happening here, and there's so much activity in here. And then there's that crap, with the owls and the other birds and everything else on the outside, knocking in on the house, and it's just a mad, crazy place. And it's I need to get another cat.
Right?
Not bad. I need a
A tomcat.
Yeah, I need a protector animal to work with me, and badly, and I've got one lined up, and I'm just waiting on them. My neighbor's pregnant, and she's going to get rid of her sweet boy, and he's once she has the baby, and because she's worried because he's a biter. She's worried that he might bite the baby. So whenever the baby's born, she's getting rid of him. She's going to give him to me. And so I'm waiting for that, to come. And then now she's put in a thing for a female to go with. So I'll have 2 cats all of a sudden, and that'll be within about 5 months, probably 4. Not even that many, 3 months or something like that. But I got to wait.
Yeah. So
And,
the owls are still showing up?
I haven't heard them in the last couple of days, but it's probably because I've been, just passing out when I do get a chance to sleep. I got up 5 minutes before the show started.
You don't want to have the owls go away because they'll eat those birds.
You got hawks here and everything, and
I was gonna say get a falcon, man.
Yeah, so
They'll eat them.
I remember right before they started pecking on the windows and stuff. I remember seeing a beautiful robin, big male one out in the driveway, and I was like, "Man, spring's here." Isn't that great? Like the next day, they started pounding on the windows.
Jeez.
Shit, we have a couple of birds that just fly into the window. See, I don't know what it's doing. It's like mental, and it'll fly into the window. It'll bonk, bonk, bonk. But that's all you hear all day. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Yeah, I don't know what his problem is, but yeah.
Well, I got
You could
all
imagine what it
excited.
was.
Go ahead, Moon.
And I used to have, like 4 cats in the house, and they'd be all over the windows, and each have a window and stuff, and so that was never a problem. And when one did, like Dennis said, come, power fly into the window, knock himself out into the flower bed, they'd all line up at the door at that second.
Right?
And,
They're like, let us out before he wakes up.
we want it. Dinner's waiting.
For come for serve. Hurry up.
Okay.
And then that just house is just crazy anyways. But now there's no kitties around, it's just like man. So I don't know. It's going to be strange. I got the feeling this spring's just going to be gangbusters for plants and animals and everything else and people and everything. And it's like everything once the end spring really warms up and then summer's going to be here, it's going to be like everything's going to explode outside. Everybody and everything, and inside and outside is like everything's been pent up, and they're going to go butt crazy this year.
But crazy. Adrian in the chat room was saying owls are messengers that deliver news that you're about to lose someone. And there's different theories, like even people that have had alien interactions have reported owls at their window, and right before they are abducted or whatnot, they see an owl at the window, really big eyes compared to what an owl generally has. But yeah, my friend Sally, she's Navajo as well. I call her Mustang Sally because she's so slick. But she had a giant owl hanging around her property for a while, and like you said, it has to do with loss, and she did have some loss going there. But I also think about certain types of magic when stuff like this happens. All kinds of things start going south when things like this show up. So have you noticed that too, Mooney? Like after this owl started showing up, has anything negative started to happen, or did you lose someone?
Well, see, I went through I just got done over the process of losing. So, and I'm like, this better not be I'm hoping I've been experiencing things that seem like I've been visited. So I was expecting the owl was foretelling, visitation, ET visitations. And I was expecting that was giving me an idea of what's been going on inside the house and these noises, some of these extra noises I've been hearing. And so that was what I figured the owl was giving me an indication of, letting me know that that's what's been going on. So in addition to the spiritual energy that's been in here, but but like I said, the activity just keeps picking up, and more of all kinds of different stuff keeps adding on. So it's nothing's quieting down in here, and I'm like, one after another, and this place just gets, I gotta sleep, I always let everything know that I, stay the hell away from my bedroom. I need to sleep at night. So that's like, stay away from that room.
You know what
That's
that makes
awful.
me think, Moon? Because you're a very spiritually strong individual, and I think if it's aliens or whatnot, it could be aliens, could be a negative entity. Whatever it is, knows that you're a strong individual, so it's trying to take you down, is trying to make you not have sleep, make different things like that happen, so it can take you over, because that's what it wants. And I don't think it's been lucky so far. I think that's what it's working on. So yeah, do whatever the hell you need to do, even if you got a bow and arrow and you're sitting out there all day, or a BB gun or some shit. I don't know. I used to do that to magpies because they were attacking the doves. I'm like, stay away from my doves, dude. I don't know. I feel like it's on your tail. Something wants you, and they're trying to wear you down.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I do too. I think there's something. Yeah, I think there's something riding my ass.
Yeah, they feel as though that you're on a downside, like you're vulnerable at this moment, like right, like with the passing of whatnot, and so that's when they jump, right? It's like as a spiritual person that holds high vibration is a big trophy for the negative energies, right? So they try to bring you down and get you. Right? It's so easy to just in a bunch of minions, okay? But when you're a high energy person and you're at low energy level, they jump all over you. Are you kidding?
Yeah, they're just waiting. Time is ticking.
That's it. They're always there, man. So.
The champ in the chat was saying on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, my show. Friday, go to League City. My button changed out for a new one. Also on Friday night on Showtime, Bellator MMA. Okay, so you were talking about something paranormal, right? So what's been going on? Okay, lots of stuff going down. This is personal stuff, not paranormal. I see. I was expecting something different.
Speaking of different, and you were just mentioning moon, negative energy. We were mentioning negative energy. Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys about demons and angels because we were on the angels topic. But okay. I don't want to go into the Holy Scripture thing, all of that. But negative energy and where that, like we were just mentioning, where that it tries to get you.
Mm-hmm.
It tries to deceive you.
Reel you in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like fishing. They cast a bait.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, they cast a bait, and if you bite, they try to reel it in. Right, exact. So, So I guess I don't have anything to say on that because you guys already answered it. Demons. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because on April the 11th, we have Nathaniel Gillis on, and he's going to be talking about devils, demons, and unclean spirits.
Okay. All right. I'm there.
Should be interesting. I'm excited to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, man. It sounds like a family reunion coming there.
Yeah. It's like, which demon or evil spirit we're going to kick their ass now? Okay? All right, let's do a seance and bring anybody up. Like for me, like nobody shows, man.
I've never done a seance. I've been interested. I've been invited. I'm like, I'm not going to do it, but I'll film it if you'll allow me to. No, that's okay. We'll see you next time we do something else. You want to come play on the Ouija board with us? No, I don't want to, but I'll film it if you'll let me. No, that's okay. We'll see you next time when we're doing something else. So yeah, I don't get in on that stuff. I was learned at an early age.
It's not conjuring.
Yeah, I don't know. I was taught, or some people may say learned, at an early age not to mess with such things. But then people say these days it's just like using a spirit box or a recorder or all these other things.
No, it's the same as using tarot deck. All right.
Well, what about EMF detector or
well, that don't lie.
Or a voice recorder trying to catch voices or other different equipment like that? They're like, basically, you're doing the same thing. You're opening yourself up to communicate with the other side. No. How do you close that down? And generally, at the end of a session, you'll say, whatever's here that we've communicated with is not allowed to go home with us. Have you ever done that and had somebody say, yeah, right, or, ha, that's funny? Like, they're going to come with you anyways, because how can you set that barrier? I don't know. It's weird.
No, you can't.
Do you really have the power to, or no?
Hey, listen, as soon as you subject yourself in any regard to a negative energy, it's going to, like, hang around and check you out, right? And see what you're about, right? Either it'll split or it'll call some buddies up, some bigger buddies on you. Say, oh, this is a person of interest. You should check this out, right? Or whatnot, and it goes up the ladder, right? And then you get challenged. Like, this is the way I see things, right? And, and sometimes you got to face those.
What about dowsing rods? Like, people say that too. Like, you're allowing something to come. Dowsing rods. So, you can use a witching stick, or you could use, like, I like the copper ones. My granny taught me on a hickory stick, or it could have been an applewood stick, I'm not sure, how to douse for water. But then I believe it was 2013, could be 2014. Went to Vegas, did my very first like paranormal tour, paid for it for me and my daughter to go do it, and that's the very first time I ever used copper dowsing rods. And these things, it was insane, the energy coming through it, you could feel it. And at one point, like, my body started shaking because it felt heavy, and I'm trying to support it and my muscles are fatiguing. And she's like, "You're shaking, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, my muscles are just fatiguing right now, communicating with this spirit of a little girl that died on this intersection." After that, they were just, like, very active. They were so communicative. Like, even the kids can use it, which is scary. You have to let them know all the rules, or they'll do things that they're not supposed to. Like, "Hey, Billy, would you like to come home with us?" I'm like, "No, Joe, you never, ever say that." Okay, so the same as, like, with a Ouija board or any other tool you use. You cannot come home with us. You cannot connect to us. You have to stay here where you belong, or wherever you belong. You have to stay. You cannot come with us. But yeah, I got these dowsing rods in Vegas. On the way back, we stopped in Kingman, Arizona. We used them in a hotel where we figured out through the dowsing rods that there was a woman there that could have been like a prostitute, or perhaps she was there to have sex for drugs. And she ended up getting murdered, and she had kids, and she was very sad about it, so on and so forth. Very next day, we go to Hotel 6, where there's a restaurant, and have breakfast. And we finished early. The kids are like, "Mom, I want to play with the dowsing rods. Can we play with the dowsing rods?" "Okay, you can't do it without me, but let's go out and I'll show you how to use them." So we go out, we're using them. Everybody's still finishing up. Leads us to a swimming pool surrounded by a gated fence. You have to have a code to get in, or a key card. According to the dowsing rods, a little boy named Billy, he was about 8 years old, had a little sister. I can't remember her name. She was 3. Her mom was a drug addict. I don't think the dad was in the picture, but they were living there in that hotel at the time. The little sister fell in the pool. Little Billy jumped in to save her, even though he didn't know how to swim. And they both ended up dying there. And it's insane. The picture I got at this particular place, Nova's holding the dowsing rods, and they're at the bottom of her dress is pulled to the side. It looks like a little kid is pulling her dress to the side because it goes straight down and then it's pulled out at this point. Not like the wind is blowing and blowing your dress, but like a little kid, 3-year-old kid is holding on to it. But at the end of that session, you know, we felt really comfortable with these spirits. Spirits can make you think they're something other than what they're not, so there is always that in the back of my mind. But then Joe is like, "Hey, Billy, you think you want to come with us?" And that's where I'm like, no, you don't ever do that. And I said, "Billy, you can't come with us." But it was funny, not funny, haha, but funny, peculiar after that happened. Weird things happening on the way home from Kingman, Arizona to Cortez. And then we dropped off Joe and Josh and Dave at their house. And then we continued to Bayfield to our house. After that, even though there was stuff already in their house, there was a upsweep in activity. So I'm wondering if this was that particular ghost, or if this was something trying to pretend like it was. And has caused issues ever since. Never invite something home with you. Even if you think it's a kid that's lonely and it wants its mom and dad or a friend, do not invite it home with you. But I do believe that Billy and his little sister existed, but I'm wondering if there was something trying to seem like it was him and took his place. I don't know. Very strange.
No, I wouldn't put it past that. And again, you mentioned it opens portals, and it becomes discerning. Like, you got to discern what is coming from where, and from who, right? And so they play tricks, like the negative energies. They play tricks, right? So yeah, better not to play with that if you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, you have to do, and it depends on what you believe in, what you have faith in, before and after any sort of investigation, use of any tool like this? Any sort of, what do they call it, Mooney?
Divination, like
Yeah, divination tool. Thank you.
Right. It's, it's like with anything.
Yeah, because the good ones can hear you, but so can the bad ones.
Right.
That's why when we have Bill Hauser on, we always tell people before we start, protect yourself before and after the session, because things have happened. Like to Sandra, she was attacked once after one of the ghost box sessions we had. It was pretty scary, and you would never really think of that openly. Like, is this going to cause harm to somebody clear across the world? I think it's whatever you're open to, whatever you open yourself up to. If you're into this session, you are opening yourself up, and things can happen.
Yeah, that's why I'm very careful, wareful when I play with these divinations. Like even about a deck of tarot cards, right? You got to clear, okay? Got to ground, right? And you got to basically for whatever. You kind of like got to call up, not necessarily call them up, but like because angels, if you want to call them that, entities saying, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to craft. All right, basically what you're doing. If I pick up tarot deck or even a pendulum or whatever, it doesn't matter, because you got to supersede. You got to lock out negative energy, because if you're really not familiar with the craft, then you can get confused and misguided easily.
Yeah, and you've mentioned tarot cards several times, and I learned very early about tarot cards. Well, not very, very early, but I was like 15 or 16. I met this chick named Cindy. She had tarot cards. She taught me about them, and then I found a deck that spoke to me. I had it for years until it got torn up. I still used it for a while, and then I quit using it because it freaked me out. It totally predicted what was going to happen to me during that time in my life when I was about 21 years old. Being with this guy, having a daughter, him not being, what he should, and me going on my own and finding my own way, really, with her. Me and her against the world. But yeah, it kind of freaked me out to the point where I didn't use them anymore, and I still carried them with me. And it's funny, like when we've moved, for some reason, the deck has gotten broken up. I've recollected it several times. But then this last Christmas, Mia bought me the book on it. And then my brother, he bought me a whole new deck, which I'm still warming up to. It's not the same as the one that I had before, but I'm still warming up to it and getting reused to it. But when you do readings for people, even if they're not there in your presence, you do have to do certain clearings, like you said. Like for me, I'll go through the deck and I'll like kind of grab it from one end and shuffle it on the other and blow through it to try to blow the energy off. I'll shuffle it. I'll try to get all the energy out and put my energy back into it. Some people wrap them in silk cloth. Some people put them in a bag with crystals. Like there's so many different things that people do. But you definitely, if you're doing psychic work or tarot card work, need to clear and ground and do certain things to protect and keep that pure, because energies can taint things, just like in Arizona, where everybody goes to find these vortices and such. There's so much energy pollution there, not vehicle energy, which I'm sure that's a thing too, but spiritual or individual energy polluting these different sites. It's pretty intriguing.
Yeah, I find it very interesting. And again, when you work with energy, there are, okay, let's say this fast, positive and negative energies. I was talking to a friend earlier today about dark energy. It's called antimatter, which is like 89% of, not quite 90% of the universe, and that energy is there's a part of it that is on Earth now. Yeah, and that energy, okay, energy. is okay. A lot of people mention the word God. Okay, and um, I refer like to core consciousness within universal energy. I know it's wordy, but God. Let's just keep it God. And when you know that you're connected to that energy, there's no other energy that can supersede that. There's none, right? Because it becomes diluted, right? Um, over time and space, when Earth is not old, right? It's kind of like a new solar system. When you age the universe, and humans are still learning, okay? and there are other sources of energy that have been around a lot longer than us, like our history as being humans.
Mm-hmm.
So these dark energies, if you want to call them that, yeah, they try to influence us, like humans, and all right, okay, that's enough. I lost.
Well,
my
I don't know. You're talking about that, and then I've heard. Go ahead, Moon.
I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Of course, Dennis is going to go straight to dark energy. The strongest, and most toxic thing in the entire world, in the universe. No, just joking. Dark energy is kind of the thing for our century or whatever, and yeah, it's, when is somebody going to make major leaps and bounces in that? Our physics people have not really made a jump or leap publicly in decades, like 50 years, 60 years. So aren't we about, where are all these innovations and jumps in technology as far as physics, dealing with dark energy and everything else going, all the stuff that the Hadron Collider and everything else that we've been using, where are all these new theories, proving all these theories, going on with string theory and everything else? Where are all these innovations going with these guys for the last 50, 60 years? Because they sure aren't coming out in the public.
Right.
Yeah. See, and they got this collector in Japan. They collect quarks, right?
Quarks, like wine corks, or
quarks.
Quirkiness.
QUARK. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is a wild thing, Dennis. That is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're talking about the one that they fill with super
water, cooled water, or whatever, and it's buried into the Earth's crust and stuff, and it captures these things. It goes through anything, right?
And these it's like the glass, it's super glass, and it's got gold inside of it, so the reflectors, it reflects these glass globes are lined in gold, and then the water is super purified, and it's down to what's a base. It's so basic, it's corrosive.
Wow.
And
yeah.
So that corrosiveness and the gold like have some sort of interaction that causes something, or what's going on with this?
They do all that just to keep that chamber so pure, and then it's buried way, like Dennis was saying, way deep down in the earth, and it's so that these quarks, as they're passing through the earth, because they're so tiny, they're just trying to identify just the quarks, because nothing else is being able to go through all this distance and everything, and so they're just trying to keep track of how many quarks are coming through. And it's like you're building a thing to keep track of the least amount of something in the entire world. And that's what this thing is. And it's bizarre.
But yeah, and see, it's the scientists are trying to see the unseen, right? It's like
They
trying
are?
to
They're open to that now? I'm just kidding.
yeah. No, really. Like 20 years, 30 years ago, there's a
Wow.
lot of scientists that were atheists that are starting to turn to where that there's like a God universe, right? Like they don't call it God or whatever. They call it
I've always loved science, but like so many things about science has pissed me off. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
the fact that
Oh,
you
yeah.
said within the last 20 years they're more open-minded, I'm like, seriously? No, I really,
Yeah.
really love science.
No, really.
Really.
Yeah. Really. and they're becoming more open, more subject, like they're more open to ideas, right? And hence string theory. Hey, that's not very old. Quantum mechanics, that's not very old. These are theories, but
Oh my
see,
god. Yeah.
what? Go ahead.
No, the whole okay, so we have another guest coming on this month. This month is amazing. April for me is the most mind-blowing month I've had in a while. I thought we were going to start with the most iconic Connie Koenig and move on from there, but we got Chris Garcia on BTO's birthday. On the 18th, we got Mark Fiorentina, and we're going to be talking about the universe according to Einstein. And Einstein, so many different freaking things that he discovered. So many things are being proven still again today. And then I was blown away about his marital status. He told his wife, do not talk to me when I tell you not to talk to me, and do not expect any intimacy from me. I'm like, wow, that would be like, we're not doing this sort of thing for me, but poor gal, she did divorce him. But it's going to be mind-blowing because there's going to be so many different things we're talking about. Like, I don't know, this month is going to be awesome. We're not doing a paranormal forum this month because we just are so booked with guests, and I did accidentally double book on the 25th. Yeah. So that's why the 24th is no longer Paradox Paranormal Forum. It's going to be going into the rabbit hole and beyond the veil. So many different things we're going to be talking about. It's going to be awesome. A big learning month, I think, for all of us. I'm super excited.
Party time.
Party time. Excellent.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Ending. Okay, so we have about 10 minutes before we have to go to break. Jeez, Pete, you guys. So has any of you experienced, we talked earlier about angels. Anybody seen, experienced an angel? Do you think anything ever had a hand in saving your life at one particular moment?
Yeah, please call in.
If not,
I know
please call.
angels have saved me many times. Right? I was on the wrong place at the wrong time, but at the end of the experience, I happened to survive, because I will survive. I don't know how it happened. I do not ask questions.
Okay, so it was the wrong place, but it must have been the right time.
Yeah, Yeah, I forget the rest of those lyrics, but yeah.
Because you should have died, right? But you lived.
Yeah. I lived to live another day. And I questioned, why am I still here? It's like,
why for that,
okay.
huh?
It's like, all right, yeah, that's what I just say. Thank you. Yeah.
Mean?
Well, sorry. Hey,
I was
just
asking
call...
Moon if he had one as well.
I've had many times that I had that little voice in my head that was stronger than normal, that was telling me not to do something, and yet every single time I tended to go ahead and still do it like a dumbass. But and yeah, I've been in way more than my share of trouble in my life, and shouldn't have done things. And yeah, I got out of really doing stupid things and lived through it. And so yeah, I don't know. So yeah, you kind of wonder, and Mothman prophecies. There's that one part in there when the entity is calling, calling him up on the phone and talking to him. What if? And he's going to him. He's going, what if? Something is not that special. What if they just have a better vantage point? What if they're just a little higher up off the ground and a little further down the road, and they can see you coming from further away, and they're aware of what's up here, and they're just letting you know before you can tell what you're getting into.
Right.
They see where you're headed, and they know what's there already. They're just letting you know.
Right.
It's not that.
Sorry.
And yeah, well, I mean, that to me that was like one of the best explanations of what the scenario could be. It just it would be that simple. It's just like whenever you Tessa may call and let her hubby know that when you get close to home, there's an accident on Fifth Street.
We do that.
Go around it, or and that's
sometimes
all.
I go around. Sometimes I'm like, no, it should be cleared out by now. I'm gonna go through. But it's funny that you said that because we went through that experience. Finish what you're saying because I don't want to interrupt.
But if you think about it, if from somebody 50 years ago, Tessa would be an angel. If she could call 50 years ago and get you before you left the office and tell you, hey, there's an accident up here, or there's or the bridge is washed out and you can't see it until you come around the curve. And that's a 35-mile-an-hour curve, so you can't see it, and you'll just drive right off the cliff, off the bridge where it was. She'd be like a saving angel. So, but she's already went to that thing. She almost hurt herself, but she stopped, and now she's calling you and telling you don't fall in the same trap.
I think it's funny because it was last week. Maybe it was the week before last. I think it was last week, and I just got my car. I drove it to Durango. We're getting tags on it and such, and getting all that other stuff done. So I park it at Walmart, and we get in Vern's Bronco, and we go and do the things we need to do. Then we go back to that, and he leaves first because I stay at Walmart to do the grocery shopping. And I don't know. I feel like had we not done the things we did, and we left together instead of had we left together like we had originally planned and not done the things that we had actually done, we would have been in that accident. There was a 3-car pileup on the way home, and Vern, as he's on the way home, he's like, don't come this way. There's a 3-car pileup. I've been in traffic all the way from, it's about 2 miles from my house, maybe, okay, let's say 5 miles from my house. There's a car accident, 3-car pileup. The traffic is backed up from there all the way to Elmore's Corner, which is about, I'm going to say 10 miles worth of freaking traffic. But by the time I get out of Walmart and stuff, I kind of go to my gut instinct, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's cleared off the road by now. So I go that direction. I call my daughter, and I'm like, hey, there's no traffic, so you can come this way. But they already went the long route. But had we not done the things we did that day, we would have been, I think, in that accident. The way the timing was, I don't know. I feel like we would have.
Yeah, see, this is when I don't question.
And it just gets you that, how this information would be perceived by other people by you missing things like this as supernatural occurrences.
Well, yeah, I think everybody has gifts.
What we take as, just everyday technology now, would be seen as like witchcraft or God powers.
Right? We'd all be burned at the stake. Good now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'd be cooked. Sorry.
So, so that thing also about, Arthur C. Clarke, whenever he was talking about, technology would be seen as magic or, something from God. It's literally true. I mean, stuff that we just take for granted now would have been, just amazing. It would have been just totally out of context that you would have been transformed into a supernatural being.
Well, look at the Quakers and other people like that. Like, they don't use electricity. If you use it, it's considered evil. Like, that's magic to them. So, I've heard about these people, Amish, Quakers, so on and so forth, having houses that they bought with electricity. Yes, we're going to take it out. We're going to be basic like we are. But holy shnikes, like, that's not magic. It's just, I don't know, being progressive. But it's cool, like, that there's different variations of humans out there. I don't judge them on that. I feel bad for them sometimes. And it's cool that they have that little moment as teenagers where they can go out and explore the world. You can come back if you want to, or you could stay out there with all that vile and dark evil. But I mean,
isn't that strange?
Yeah,
that's about it, man.
It's
Can
like
you
an
imagine telling your
awakening.
kids that?
Yeah,
Well,
go see what the world
got
has for you.
wanders
Go ahead, Dennis.
No, the world is full of wanderers and wonders, and they're not really knowing what's going on with, again, another conscious shift. And they're comfortable in their 3D distractions in their life, right? And they'll live their life that way till they die. But they'll never really see, the energy of the universe. They'll never experience it. Maybe. Even when they die, they'll just go somewhere else then. All right, forget about that.
How many Amish kids do you think have been, abducted on that week, during that week, and were never looked for because they just figured they decided to stay away?
Yeah, it was God's choice. It was God's will to have
That's so
them disappear.
scary. What if it's evil Uncle Tom or something? Ew.
So, I mean, that idea itself is like, what if they were never looked for?
I don't like it.
So
What if? Maybe you should start a series, Booney, called "What If They Were Never Looked For."
And
I did a show one year. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Right? It's like, yeah, should have done that. I could have done that. No, I would have done that.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But on that note, fellas,
had
we
it.
are going to go to our second musical break. On this break, we have Fireline Kiss, Online Trucker, Kicking Ass, Taking Names with Angel. We got Cockroach from the UK with We Play House. Sounds like fun. And then we have Mr. Fred Johnson, the Tweed from Canyon County, California with After Dark. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this musical break.
Angel. Angel.
We play house. We play house.
My driver pulls up in my limousine, ready to take me anywhere I want to be. I said, I want to go. Take me to a college scene. I'd like to go and dance, have drinks, and hunt the perfect date. Yeah. Living at the door, I search lonely streets to find hidden shadows in the dark. It doesn't matter what I say. Secret homicides arranged in a series of pursuits. No matter what I say, after dark, I gave her base because she had the range. I knew she was the one that never could go home again. Plastic lifeline limo seats. I don't know why I can't control this urge to hurt again. Yeah. Living at the door, I search lonely streets to find hidden shadows in the dark. It doesn't matter what I say. Changes in the sky, murder forever after. No matter what I say, after dark. Feeling ran to arguments and fear. Behind a place with days of December. Concerning works furnished in the madness. It doesn't matter what I say. It really doesn't. No matter what I say, after dark. It doesn't matter what I say. Secret homicides arranged in a series of pursuits. No matter what I say, changes in the sky, murder forever after. It doesn't matter what I say. Rude and fatal, lacking the hint of conscience. No matter what I say, after dark.
Welcome and thanks so much for joining us on Easter weekend at We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Tonight we have Mr. Kevin McDougal, aka Mooney. We got Chris, Mighty Man, Wayne Fisher joining us. We have Nick, the Champ, and we also have, I believe, Dennis Dyke still on. Welcome back, guys, and thanks so much for joining us and talking about all this shenanigans going on in the world. Like, it's not like paranormal, it's like ghostly, but it's paranormal as if, like, this shit ain't normal. Right?
So what happened with that woman that got shot down or shot at in the MacArthur Park in L.A. today.
The crack? Is it, babe?
How are you, Dave?
Are we on the radio? I just saw the call. Come on. How you doing?
Yes, we just got back from our second musical break, so we're in our third hour. Okay, so Mooney, you were saying there's a shooting in L.A. Some woman? What the crack?
Yeah, supposedly she stayed in the park for in the pond there, the lake and the MacArthur Park there for they were having a showdown between the police and her, and then finally they just started shooting at whatever to get her out of it. And I assume she lived through all and happy times, whatever. But yeah, it's just kind of odd. That first thing I read when I woke up this evening.
I doubt that, but I heard about the Capitol building, and somebody drove into two officers and then into a barricade, and one of the officers was killed, and the guy jumps out brandishing a knife, which people are always like, get guns, abolish guns, guns kill people. No, people kill people. And it's even been proven in China. Like, there was a mass stabbing in China not too long ago where somebody went and just stabbed multiple people because he wanted to. Doesn't matter what sort of weapon you have. Yes, if he had, I think he would have done more damage. He did with a knife because he didn't, but he did with his car. So should we abolish all vehicles right now? Seriously, people are just so out there, these things cause harm, so we need to get rid of them. It's people, and people are hurting. People are going through so many struggles right now, and are acting out in different ways because of what they're going through. It's really sad. I wonder about this person. What was this person going through? Who were they? I don't think you should name people, because if you do, other people that are mentally ill are going to be like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do this, so my name will be out there. Don't name the person. Just say that they were sick. You could show their picture if you want to, and maybe somebody else could share the name. I don't know, but I think it glorifies them when you name them. I don't know.
They said that that his friends and family said he was going more and more off the rails. And nobody would help him because he hasn't broken the law yet. Now he did. Now he will get all sorts of help.
Yeah, and I didn't hear that about this person, but the one that did shooting at the King Soopers in Boulder.
I was talking about one in D.C.
Yeah, the guy in Boulder, they were saying the same thing. He seemed really weird recently. He was kind of off the rails. He just purchased this gun. And then all of a sudden he shows up at the King Soopers. And then this guy at the Capitol, like you were saying, Chris, your head just fell off, just so you know. There it is. All right, we're back. Thank God. You scared me for a minute. But yeah, people are going through struggles. Even all of us are friends with people, and all of us have lost someone due to suicide or sickness or so on and so forth. Even crazy accidents that kind of don't make sense but kind of do. It's really weird. I feel bad. So what about this guy recently at the Capitol building? Is he white? Is he part of something else? Have they given any information? Because last I saw, they weren't releasing anything until they contacted family.
They haven't released anything, but people that know him are already speaking out.
Really? What do they say?
That he's been acting weirder and weirder lately.
Well, what kind of... Okay, so I hate to say this because I really don't care. It's a person hurting another person, but a lot of people wonder, what was their nationality or religion or whatnot? Were they Islamic? White. Okay. Freaking A, dude. Maybe it's somebody that's pro-gun trying to prove a point. No matter what, they're talking about gun control, so on and so forth. No matter how much you try to control guns, you can now print them on these 3D printers. You can get them on the black market. You can go to the nearest hood or ghetto, get one.
And you go to a gun show and they don't have to check you out.
Yeah, dude, you can go anywhere and get these guns. And yes, there are certain mandates that they should take, but it doesn't matter what sort of loopholes you try to take. Somebody knows somebody who has a gun, they can get it. A knife,
the gun
anything.
show route is the perfectly legal route.
Yeah, there's so
perfectly
many
legal.
different weapons that people use to kill people. It doesn't matter if it's a gun, a knife, or other things. Bombs.
Well, it's just another attempt on how to control people by
Yeah.
controlling guns.
Well, yeah, and
And
even
you can't control people.
in
and
our
you're-
Bill of Rights, they should never take your guns. Have you seen in the past when they've taken guns from people what has happened? Not good.
You've seen what happens when they take the booze away from people.
Yeah. Speakeasy.
So you see what you do whenever you take anything away from people. It just makes them want it and makes them go crazy.
Mm-hmm. They
People
want
are
it more.
savages. So, you just get used to it. The human beings are just outright savages. So
And that's so funny
anything
that
you
you say
take away
that.
from them, they're like a child. They're going to want it and they're going to go crazier about it.
It's so funny that you say that.
You can't take anything away from a person because they're going to want it more and they're going to act out like a child.
Yeah.
So get used to it. If you want them not to want guns, give them so many guns they just don't have a use for them anymore. They're piling up all over the floors, and that's how you'll solve it.
Yeah.
10,000 guns per person, every child in the family, and then there'll be too many guns, and make them have
That'd
to
be
account
scary
for
shit.
those guns. You have to have guns. If you can't show proof that you have these, go away. And then they'll be so sick of the guns they won't want guns anymore. They'll beg you to take them away. But until you do that, there's no way you're going to get anything about guns. So unless you make it so overwhelmingly, invasive in their life that they have to have guns and prove that they have guns, you're not going to do anything about the guns.
Well, it's so funny that
So
you say that. And I'm saying that again for like the fourth time. Because okay, so marijuana. When I had to buy it through a dealer or dispensary, I felt like I had to have it. Smoke. Once I started growing it, once it was legal and I started growing it, like a bowl will last me all day, when before I'd smoke like 6 or 7 joints per day. Now I smoke a bowl and I'm okay. I think it's the whole thing of taking it away from you and you want it. So when they take it away from you, you want it more. So even with guns, there's no length you would not go to get it. And there's people that do, and it's crazy. Don't take it away. And people have been talking about abolishing, again, marijuana, alcohol. Do that, and you're causing so much upheaval, so much whatever. Like, you look in other countries where all these drugs are legal, people can partake, and once you make it legal, people don't overdo it generally. Generally, they do it respectfully or at a certain, simple pace instead of overdoing it because they want. They can have it now. It's legal, so they take it at a slow and steady pace. It's so weird how the freaking human mind works. It really blows my mind. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's not a big deal once no one's trying to take it away from you. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And, so, I mean, just the same way, how people act. Well, I don't even want to get into that kind of stuff. Because,
No,
you tell someone not to touch the burner on the stove because it's hot.
They're going to touch
And the first thing out of their mouth is going to be, "You're not my mother. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my father.
Why?
You can't do this. You don't control me."
Well, I work that way a little bit. Like, if you tell me not to do something, or forbid me to do something, I will do it. Or if you tell me I can't do something, like when I was joining the Marine Corps, I had so many people tell me that I couldn't do it. And because they told me I couldn't do it, while I was about to die, I could not breathe, and I'm running through this thing that I had to do to go into the military, I just kept hearing their voices telling me I couldn't do it. And that's what kept me going, was them saying I couldn't. That was my fuel. Tell me I can't, I'm going to do it. Just to prove you wrong.
That's right. That's it.
And that's how I am.
You
I'm
know?
hard-headed. I can't help it. And I admit it. And that's the first step.
Yeah. You mentioned a lot of things there. I had myself on mute. But yeah, but glorifying these killers, right? Don't name names, right? It's like there's one judge, one dude rented a van, and he drove it down Yonge Street, like downtown Toronto, and he killed like 20 people,
Holy
right?
shit.
Or something.
A judge?
Yeah. A judge, no, a dude rented a van, and the judge wouldn't say his name.
Oh, okay,
right,
I see.
in the trial.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to. He didn't
Glorify.
want the yeah, he didn't want the killer to have his name put out into the papers.
Because that's what they want.
Yeah.
The attention.
Yeah. Right. You know. And again, was it was it a terrorist attack, or was he mentally ill, or whatnot? And yeah, he tried to plead the insanity plea, but no. No, he got life, but in Canada it's only like fucking 20, 25 years. You know, mine is fucking. Oh no, he got first degree murder. I wonder why.
Man, they got short lifespans in Canada.
Well, first degree means that they planned it. So what is the lifespan? Yeah. Like the life sentence in Canada?
That's life. No, first degree is like life. Right?
Well, Mooney just said that's a short lifespan. What were you saying, Mooney?
Well, 20
curious.
years to life.
20 years?
Yeah.
Okay, ours is 5 more, 25.
Ours is 5 years to life. Right. And first degree is life. But it's still like good behavior and whatever like that. And they try, go on. Okay. I know this.
You're breaking up. Isn't it how it finds Jesus in prison? Guess what, you guys? I found this, and he was behind the couch the whole time.
At least Canada do a long sentence for murder. Longer than ours.
Jesus. Jesus is my brother.
He's my brother.
Yeah,
I swear to God. I swear to God, my brother Jesus partook of JJ. He had
at least Canada.
That time had to be Jesus time.
That's at least Canada can play around. You know that?
I know. Okay, so my grandmother, she was from Upper Raymond, Canada. So I'm Canadian too, but I can
Canadian?
Canadian.
You're a Canadian? Okay.
I'm
Canadian. I'm just Canuck.
A Canadian, because you're not a Canadian, you're Canadian.
I'm not Canadian.
Not Canadian?
I'm not Canadian, alright? Leave me alone.
Okay, I will.
Sorry.
So Paranormal, you guys. Okay, so the whole debris field that went over Puget Sound and Sea all the way up Canada. Canada. Yeah, I can't help it.
God's Canada, land of the free, guide her and guide her.
And the rest of that song.
But I saw that debris that must have been going for the storms and, all the survival food and locking down in stasis because the world's about to end. It looked exactly what I imagine others went through during their very beginning of it, but then nothing else happened. So it's like space crap from outer space. Seriously, clean up your garbage already.
It's funny if it's Elon Musk it comes crash down to Earth and
on the East Coast, no, West. Sorry, I'm bad. That was Puget
we
Sound.
Find out that there's some kind of a McSuna on Mars every 500 years, blows out of orbit from there, comes and flies this, and it's his freaking testicles.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Musk.
Hey, if
we there's like 5 of them left, and they rebuild through another building entity, and then they find that he was a harsh ban, and and he planned it for like 1,000 years, and anyways, we have our own novel. It's right novel.
Bill Gates, totally tubular. But Bill Gates.
And Bill Gates is like Earth's Superman, and he was mindless to save humanity, killing off mosquitoes. Mosquitoes were
depopulating. And after don't need to be in the Earth anymore. We kill the humans. We can kill the pollution. We can kill all this shit. We'll be back together as long as we're all in agreement.
Yeah, we need to get together and write a group book. Write it all together. We'll go around the table and add a new part of this.
Oh yeah, I 3 or 4 words. I 3 or 4 if and other people.
Mm-hmm. Then we'll just send it to the publisher and they'll have it. P10 that are bull.
Just kidding.
I couldn't even hear what you said. It's breaking up, so I don't anybody else heard either.
Captain breaking up.
as we speak.
sounds fine.
I'm installing the Oculus Rift on my computer.
Yeah, I see something happen. I'm like, all right, ciao. Peace. Thank you for inviting me on show, Tessa.
Awesome.
Thanks. Peace out,
Peace,
Jen.
love, and light.
Yay.
Bye.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Bye, man.
What did you miss?
The name program run the Oculus headset on with us.
Oh man. Is
Oh,
he
wow,
using
look
that?
at Sleepy. Holy shit, that. Look at this. What part of your stuff set up?
Yeah. Hold on. Hold
I know
on.
you're talking about it.
I can't remember. I got it's an iPad. Hold on.
Man, I don't see you in there. It's off the floor. Oh,
There.
wait. Oh, you're up like a little store.
Everybody can see that.
150 cars.
Damn.
Yeah, I got well, that's yeah. Well, that's. So I'm just sorting out what I got. Yeah, this thing even works. Look, are we on the air?
Yes, we talk for at least another 30 minutes.
I better not push that button. Get it over there. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And Buzz like, I can't see you on the radio. See, look at that. Look what the dog's doing there, Moon. See what the dog's doing? Right,
I can't see it.
right there.
Somebody brought peanut butter.
Yeah, a friend of mine I've known for dozens of years gave this to me as a gift.
Jojo brought the peanut butter. Man, that's hard to start. There's something else in his face. Hard, that's
Definitely
gonna
has. There's G. I think it's partially finding code or Catalina is different than
Man.
So over it works. It's like, what does happen? I don't get it.
be same right.
So, nice. Have you had experiences over?
No. Just hanging out tonight. Got my friend Vanessa over with, and they're hanging out.
Hi, Nana.
Wrong. Oh, you're showing her? Oh, show her to the bathroom. Careful.
So we have
Take it
T
here.
minus 27 minutes and counting before we're off the air. Is there anything else that's been going on in the world that is strange that you guys want to talk about? Like, there's so many I can't even name them all, but I want you guys
man,
have
there
a few.
There's crazy shit going on. You know that.
I think the fact that I don't know. I'm around and living totally in the 20th century. Everything's voice activated and smart this and smart homes. I mean, the other day, and I didn't realize it. This apartment utilizes the, I guess, I don't know. But put it this way, everything's Wi-Fi. I came home. It was like 85 degrees in here, and I said, "Who turned off the AC?" I must have lost connection, and I had to type in a password. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm not too keen on that. But
That's insane.
what's that?
I said, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get it all
It's a really
programmed.
nice
You can
place.
set it all.
Yeah, you're gonna have. I don't even know how to do one of these things. It's a turn dial, and it has a little leaf on it for Energy Saver. I've only seen them on the commercials.
Yeah, that's a Google Nest thermostat. They're easy to set up.
And honest with you, I went through the same thing about 5 years ago, and I said no, I'm not going to hook mine up to it, and I got a different thermostat, and because I didn't want to hook it into my network, and because I didn't want, you know, to take the security
If
risk.
your
And all
network
that
goes
other
out, you can't turn on your. Is
Say
that
what?
right? If your network goes out, you can't turn on your air. You're screwed.
Well, you can still do it through your cell phone, but it just opens it up to the whole it just opens it up to the whole thing. It's a security thing, and if people, you know, just another thing for people to hack in the neighborhood and all this other stuff, and or even across the world.
Well, it's funny because I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I had read this article about a 3-car accident. Turns out it was a 2-car, and then the 3rd car wrecked because it came upon the accident too quickly and wrecked. But everybody died on the scene, and I was like, man, I know somebody there, even though it's so far away. I doubt I do, but it was my friend Penny, and right after I found out the information, her mom wanted me to post it on Facebook so people would know, so I posted it. And right after I posted her funeral announcement, my phone went out, my husband's phone went out. Shortly after that, the mechanic showed up to help me work on my ambulance. And our phones were not working, not only ours, but it was like Bayfield, Durango, everybody with Verizon or Straight Talk or other phones were not working. But I think it was Cricket and T-Mobile were working. Everybody else was SOL. The funny thing is, I was supposed to pick up some goods for free off of the Nextdoor app, and the map still worked. So even though my phone wouldn't work and my text and other stuff wouldn't work unless on the internet or Wi-Fi, the map still worked. So that makes me wonder, like, what the hell was really going on with that? That was so weird. Did you guys have that too, or no?
No, I didn't have any mess up in my service, but you know, that happens so many times whenever you're on a particular app that you don't trust, or you get a new thing and you plug in a USB type item, and you know there's a lot of firmware that comes in from China that has viruses in its firmware. And as soon as you plug it in, it activates it. Everything from picture frames to every type of device you can imagine that's coming in from China has real viruses built into the firmware of it. So the first time you plug it in, it activates it into your network, into the
now
system
you know
around
why the new administration was to ban Highway and ZTE from our network, you know, from the
What is that?
U.S.
They want to ban what?
Highway and ZTE is the main backend for Chinese firmware.
Huh.
You remember when those photo frames first got real cheap and they started showing up at the dollar stores?
Oh yeah,
electronic photo
the
frames?
SD card ones, yeah.
Yeah, well, whenever those started showing up at the dollar stores, that the reason why they were being subsidized by the Chinese government, and they were putting in viruses into the firmware of them. They were take control viruses. So your devices, when you plug them into when you plug your information to transfer the photos over from your computer, it would put a virus into your computer so they could take control of the computer, or it would start automatically transferring your files to China.
Well, that's weird because I never plugged my frame into my computer. I always downloaded the pictures onto an SD card and I put that into the frame.
Well, it would automatically put the virus into the SD card, and when you plug the SD card into the computer, it would transfer the virus from the SD card to the computer. And
well, a simple update for everyone. Jojo the Slot Boy just updated us and let us know that peanut butter is his middle name. Okay, we can carry on.
But anyways, that was the first stage whenever they started doing that as a they were doing their major assault on America through their devices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And even whenever when Russia gave a soccer ball, when Putin gave a soccer ball to Obama's children to play, the soccer ball had Wi-Fi built into it, and it was turned over, and it was all tracking software from Putin's government.
Dirty
Now,
bastards.
of course, the Secret Service and stuff wouldn't never allow them to have that particular soccer ball, and they immediately went ahead and turned it over to the put it into testing and all that kind of stuff, and they gave them a different soccer ball of the same type and everything. The kids, but he had actually had the KGB and everything, which whatever it's called now, had different software and stuff put in it.
Yeah,
I think now it's called the KG
now.
Bizzle. Instead of KGB, it's the KG Bizzle.
Yeah, it's called the
mechanism.
Yeah, it's called the FSB now.
Okay, got it.
And
Yeah, Federal Security Bureau.
Oh wow, I feel so much more secure now.
That type of stuff and the stuff they were like Chinese government was putting onto America for consumer goods, was just rampant back in the like in the 80s, not in the 80s, but rampant back in the late 90s and early 2000s and stuff. And they were just attacking the American public, getting information off them and trying to get into our, not just trying, but getting into our corporations and stealing patents, patent material, stealing, all types of information from American businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah, and their theme song was so fucked up. It was like, all that she wants is another baby. Just kidding.
But yeah, that we don't even realize how badly they on a daily basis just rip us off.
It is insane. We could have light right now, a light bulb that will last forever, but no, we're gonna make it for consumers, people that consume things. We're going to make lights that don't last, cars that crumple. Remember back in the day when we had nice, heavy steel cars? Yeah, not so good on gas mileage, but that shit would last. You got a little dent in there, just pound it out. You're all good. But now we have crumple zones. I guess it's safer according to them, but is it really? I don't know if I believe them. I prefer old cars.
They definitely kick ass. When you hit a car and you damage a concrete wall, that's a different story.
Well, I mean, the light bulb, okay, that's one thing. It's been over 100 years. This light bulb has been burning. We have light bulbs today. You even think a bad thought and it's like, bzz, and it burns out. Nothing lasts like it should. Things back in the day were built to last. Things today are built for consumers. Otherwise, how is everybody supposed to make money unless they're going to be working in fields and such?
What time are you doing your after show?
No, we're not on the after party, so my eldest has come in. We have T-minus 15 minutes and counting before the end of the show. We're talking about the paranormal, crazy shit in the world today. Are you okay?
Yeah. My eyeball was itching really bad.
Allergies?
It feels like there's a hair in it. Yeah, and I laid down and asked Gabe to look in it and see if there's anything, but he can't find it, but it feels like there's a hair right here.
You have eye drops?
Yes.
There you go. Thank you. I wish I had allergy eye drops. My poor Kinzer. But yeah, today we brought in her moon water. It got left outside.
I know.
So now it's moon and sun
tainted.
and it's moon and sun and tree water.
Yeah, now it's tainted.
Yeah. Will it
Because
work the
moon
same?
water, you have to get it the next morning, or else it's not just straight up moon water. That's why I messed up.
Yeah,
Sadly.
that's why I was like, I'm not gonna do it. That's your thing. Like, if you do it, you'll remember to get it, right?
Yeah,
but if you have somebody else do it, you won't.
It.
Yeah.
I I love you, Mama.
Love you too. I've
Does
never
anybody
done
else
moon
bless
water.
their Windex? So
No, but I've made my own window cleaner with water and vinegar and such. I prefer Windex. It works much better. It's not as frustrating.
I like to bless my own Windex so I can, clean and bless the house at the same time.
Seriously, you do? This is no joke,
Yeah.
right?
No joke. No joke.
Okay. That's
It works sometimes.
interesting.
But I don't clean very often, so that, I live by myself, so, it's one
But
of those
still,
things.
like, you bless
But
your
if I clean more
Windex.
often, I would bless more often, see?
Mm-hmm. I wish I lived closer. I'd come help you out. I would. Get me the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I'd go visit Minnie.
We really need a convo. We need to have a big complex in the desert somewhere.
Yeah, not really the desert. Maybe in, close to the desert. Not too cold, not too hot. Just right.
Someplace we had an exit off the highway. Or an exit.
Secret entry that looks like a total blockade, but if you have the entry code, it'll open up like a secret gateway, and then you get in to your own compound. And whap them.
Bring in tourists from the highway and
that are never seen or heard from again.
God, I haven't watched one of those movies in a while. I'm trying to think of the last one I watched.
It's funny, I was watching, so I was on Facebook the other day, and different people do watch parties, which are going to be illegal soon on Facebook, just so you guys know, and it was Children of the Corn. Last time I watched this movie was illegally as a kid. Not supposed to watch movies like this by myself. I think I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I stayed the night at my Auntie Teresa's house, and she had HBO. So I stayed up and I watched Children of the Corn, and I accidentally slipped up and said, I stayed up all night. And my mom and Aunt Teresa were like, what were you watching? They're probably thinking porn instead of Children of the Corn, But it was really Children of the Corn, and just watching that, like, brought back so many memories and stuff. It was awesome to see it. And so many things that I had forgotten, especially that Sarah Connor from The Terminator was in this movie. I didn't even remember that till I watched it recently.
Man. It was, man, I don't, God, I'm trying to think of what the one I watched last. I'd never watched these type of movies, and it was it was such a silly thing, but there was so much carnage in it.
Clowns from
incredible.
Space.
It did have clowns in it. It could have been Clowns from Space, almost.
Could have been.
They had a lot of, man.
Like, there was this guy and girl, and they go out on a date, and they go out into the woods, and they find this tent, and they go into it, and then they're on this evil clown from space spaceship, and they get kind of lost and find cotton candy thingy doodads. I don't know. The movies back then is just like, wow, how'd they come up with this stuff?
I swear. Getting lost at Joel Osteen's house or something.
Right? All right, guys and gals. Okay, I'm the only gal here. Okay, so guys, we got a little less than 10 minutes left. What else are we going to talk about within the realm of the paranormal, which doesn't have to be ghosty stuff, just all the crazy stuff going on in the world? Anyone? Any takers?
Oh, but what about that stupid ship that was? That's paranormal almost right there. A ship getting turned sideways in a canal,
right?
Blocking
now
everything
they want
in
to
the
sue
world.
for billions.
And
How'd they do that?
something like that in this day and age, a ship turned sideways is stopping half the world's commerce.
Oh my gosh.
That's just beyond scope. It was silly to even watch, and you expected it. Okay, well, they'll get that done tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow they'll have it fixed. Tomorrow, it's got to be fixed tomorrow. And, and it just kept going on and on and on. It was like the damnedest thing. It was like beyond stupidity. And, and I got stuff on the way from, I'd ordered from, that half of the world. And I bet it was on that stupid ship. I've been waiting for it for like a month.
Is that where your order was? You're like, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Jeez, oh Pete.
I'm pretty sure it was on that stupid ship. And it still ain't got here yet, so I bet it is. And it'll probably show up as soon as everything on that ship gets released and sent off from the from the last export harbor or whatever that it was held on, and it's probably on. It's a keyboard, and it had to come from China and over there.
That's insane. Moon.
So
that's so
I'm
bad.
like, I've been waiting on it. It's for my laptop, so I have take the laptop apart to get it on. But that's why I don't type too much anymore. It's been screwed up for months, and and I finally decided to order it. As soon as I order it, a week later, it's going to be.
Now the Suez Canal is clogged with a big old ass ship. Even tugboats from Canada had to come down and help clear the clog.
Yeah.
Canadian plumbers.
You talk about something being weird, and but like I said, I'm pretty darn sure my keyboard was on that ship, and
Jojo said, "Decline the shipment, Moon, and send it back." I don't think
probably
he's that
should.
patient. It might be quicker next time, but you never know. Could be the end of the world next time.
Yeah. And I thought it was weird whenever Amazon sent me another email saying you might be interested in this, and it was from the same keyboard from a different manufacturer after I'd ordered the other one, and I was like, well,
if it's cheaper,
well, I should have known that they knew it was going to be held up after that after the ship pulled up on the bar on the side.
Yeah, it's like, how long has this canal been open, and how often has this happened? Really, seriously, in this day, we're gonna get a fucking clog from a big ass ship? What's going on? Is the gravitational pull, or the circling of the Earth, like the spin of the Earth, is something off that is messing all this stuff up? What the hell is really happening here?
Well, they said they had a high tide. It was a special tide from that moon.
Oh my gosh, the worm
was talking
moon?
about that moon.
The worm moon. Big worm.
Yeah, the worm moon. And also they had a massive sandstorm that they felt was caused probably because of the moon.
Habib.
And they had all that happen together, and there was some other thing going on that they talked about. They all came in. They were all came up together or whatever like that. That made it. The high tides and the strong winds and all this stuff came in together, and it caused the ship to be so high up in the water table, and which made it was able to blow sideways, and then it was so high up above all the sandbars and everything, and got it way up on there, and so that's pretty supernatural.
That is so weird because, like I said, this thing has been open for almost hundreds of years. Like, this thing has been open forever, and all of a sudden this is going to happen. Like, there's something else going on in the world making this sort of shit happen. This is irregular.
Yeah. And
oh, my
so
goodness.
That was all that stuff was literally listed on the reasons why it happened. So,
weird.
They literally blaming it on the moon.
Blame it on the moon. I love that song. That's a good song. Wish I had the rights to it. I'd play it. I swear to God, I would. Alright, you guys. We're in the last 5 minutes. 5 minutes left. Anything else you guys want to sneak in there?
I don't know. We got so much stuff going on about the moon right now.
I know. So many weird
Stuff like
things
that.
Yeah,
happening.
things have been crazy, but
Even people's
paranormal.
attitudes and shit. Like, it's just like, what the crack is going on? Are you on crack? Have you had something to drink tonight? Like, what's going on with you? Because you're not acting like you. You're going off the edge, and this is not you. What the crack is happening? Right meow. That's some of the stuff I've been dealing with. Like, seriously? Are you okay? Are you okay? Chris, are you okay? Everybody's going off
Addie,
the deep end. Addie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Addie?
And we're at this point. What do you think about this stupid report that's supposed to be coming out about disclosure or confirmation?
Oh, the big disclosure happening. I think it's going to be the same as usual. Everybody's going to expect this big disclosure. Then all of a sudden, bam, you got a bunch of paperwork that's all blacked out and you can't fucking read shit. I think it's going to be the same old jokester stuff.
I think it is too. I think it's just going to be a bunch of crap. They're just going to dump so much stuff out there that people are going to be overrun with data, and the data is going to be the old, like you said, the old, same old, and it'll be nothing new, and everything else that might possibly be new is going to be just magic markered over.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. And everybody's going to get their hopes up, be holding their breath. Don't do it. Don't hold your breath. Don't get your hopes up. It's going to be the same old shit, different day. It has been different as far as there's been different videos leaked that generally wouldn't be. So perhaps we are in a different era of disclosure, but I'm at the point where I'm over it. Yeah, I'm not going to get my hopes up. But if it does become something big, that would be really awesome. Gotta tell you. That'd be cool. But I'm not. Yeah, I don't have my hopes up for that.
At this point, I'm not really even looking for disclosure. I'm looking for their confirmation, or them fessing up, put it that way, on their side. Fessing up to the lies, fessing up to the reasons why they've been, I don't even care about the reasons because I know it's all going to be, we had to do that for national security. That's all the reason's going to be. But
yeah, had we not allowed the aliens to take a certain amount of people at certain times from certain areas, then we'd all be dead, So we had to make this agreement. Really, if they said that, that'd be cool. It's like an adult telling their kids, hey, I've been lying about you all this time, about this, so here you go. Here's the truth. That'd be cool if they did that. Not gonna hold my breath for it because I know how the government works. Not expecting that. But you guys, thanks again for coming in and hanging out with us tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Mooney, Champ, Chris, do you guys want to share ways that people can get a hold of you? Or are you all good? We can do the after party. What do you think?
Oxford Wayne Fisher on Facebook and on Twitter. I'm pretty easy to look up.
Just find me under Moonlit Investigations on Facebook. That's the easiest way to find me.
And if you have trouble finding us, come to me at Thomas30 or Nicole Tom Peterson on Facebook. And we can direct you to anyone that's been on the show. But I'm with our friends on We Are Media, Spreaker, Periscope, iHeartRadio, and wherever else beyond the Omniverse. You've been listening tonight. I've had a wonderful time, and I can't wait to do it again next week. And I'm going to say that because I might do a replay tomorrow. Haven't decided yet. Might do something else. But we do a replay next weekend. We got Garcia for B.O.'s birthday on the 10th. Then on Sunday, we got Nathaniel. We're going to be devils, demons, and unclean spirits. Don't forget, we are all in this together. Together we can make the world a little better. And together, my friend, we are